It looks like we are live. And let me just go ahead and set up my camera again. So it looks like it kind of messed up a little bit and I'll
Yep.
get it all sorted out. Hey, welcome. This is the AI Monday show, and you're here with Ray Fernando and Ronald Manek. And today, we have a weekly show every Monday, and we bring to you the latest AI news and what's happening, as well as things that are trending. And our topic for today is going to be the Humane AI pin and its reactions. There's been a lot of reactions online, and there's been a lot of tension from various creators and discussion back and forth. And we thought we'd give our own take as engineers. A little bit of background is my name is Ray, and I used to be an engineer at Apple actually for 12 years, and now I'm currently on my own. And I used to basically I went from working at the Genius Bar to just being in the background behind the scenes and involved in a lot of launches, working behind the scenes and getting to get access to being the design studio, to getting also behind the scenes behind some of the biggest launches that as Apple. And so that's a little bit about me. I also want to introduce Ronald and let you get your
Yeah.
take there.
Thank you, Ray. So my name is Ronald. I'm an iOS developer, Mac developer. I'm working on Pico, which is a suite of frameworks, libraries, and apps to make AI accessible for Swift developers. And it also has like a consumer-facing app called Pico Pro, which is a front-end chat application for OpenAI and soon as well for Claude and many other models out there.
Excellent, excellent, cool. So yeah, I thought we'd kind of get into our show a little bit, and kind of we have one thing we get into is called the rapid fire, and it's basically just news and things that are kind of going around Twitter today, and just kind of there's been a lot of announcements today, and so I'll just kind of let Ronald kick it off here and kind of give us a little bit of a rundown.
Yeah, I mean today was a lot. I mean usually it is a lot every day for AI, but today especially was very busy. So the first thing that caught my attention was from a Cocktail Peanut, the creator of Pinocchio, who showed cos XL edits, basically like the easiest way to adjust. And if you're familiar with the control net, this is like control net version, like in to the square of, but it's like way better. It's extremely easy to just change any image that you have. So if you learned how to use Photoshop in the past, it doesn't matter anymore. This is way easier, way faster, way better. Then the second one is OpenAI opened up Batches API. So in short, Batches allows you to push a lot of requests, chat requests for now, to OpenAI in one single batch, and OpenAI will parse these requests within 24 hours. So it's not like real time. It's kind of a different use case than most chat apps have. But the interesting thing is you get 50% of the API prices, so you only pay half. Very interesting for applications that don't need instant responses from the AI models. The third thing is Adobe. Adobe introduced AI with their video editing software. So the interesting thing is that it's not just one model they have, but they can like include OpenAI Sora. They can use Runway, any like video AI model, you can just plug that in. And even it does like add a kind of, it's not sure it's a watermark or just like a JSON meta data or something, that your viewers can see that the video was altered by AI, which I think was just very neat. The last on my part is Limitless. This is interesting. So Limitless introduced a hardware device that is kind of similar to what we're gonna discuss later today, the Humane AI pin, but way simpler. There's no camera as far as I understand. There is no screen. It's just like a microphone, and it listens the whole time. And that's kind of interesting. So it's really minimalistic. But it seems that what it does, it might actually do very well. And the reason I say that is that there is already a Mac application and a web app out there from Limitless, and we're actually using it right now. We are recording this our space, our video with Limitless. So for the people watching the video, they can see it right now while I'm talking. The whole transcript is already here, and I think if you click on summary, Ray, and notes, yeah, it's
At
like
the
oh no,
end,
some
you'll
no
get
summary
into
yet.
the
Ah, damn, yeah.
yeah.
But
But right
notes is
now, the
awesome. This is
notes,
like that's crazy. That is so insane.
as we're talking, it's basically talked about what we've talked about. No, it's like it's put together the notes there. I think that's really amazing, and it has all
That
of our
is
stuff
cool.
here. That is, yeah,
Yep.
that's awesome. So that's just a little preview of that. That is
Yeah.
that's a sweet amount of updates there that you got.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, and by
wow.
the way,
Oh
did
yeah.
I mention the price of Limitless? Because
Oh yeah,
that's the
yeah,
most interesting thing.
yeah. How much is
It's
it? Is
$99.
six ninety?
$99. No, not 6.99. That's like that's not like Humane. Like Humane is like 6.99 plus $24 a month. So I don't know if there's a monthly fee for Limitless, but the hardware itself is $99, $100. That's it. That's awesome.
So they
That is a
do
very
have
good price.
a pro plan, and this is for
Ah,
the yearly price. So
gotcha,
you save
gotcha.
34%. It's basically free, up to 10 hours per month of AI features. So if we do 10 shows at an hour a piece or something, that's 10, that's included, which is great. And depending on how many
Nice. Yeah.
Zoom meetings you have and whatever's going on, it's free, basically forever, which is awesome, right? And then if you wanted to do something more, like the monthly plan is actually $29 a month, which is kind of people want to try it out. And you can do that. So basically, if you do more than 10 hours a month, if you have a lot of meetings, and what's amazing is like the Mac app, there's an iOS app, there's a piece of hardware, and it can run anywhere on your device. So literally, it's recording this system audio that you're using.
Nice. Yeah.
So if you have meetings and so forth, you can do that. I'm really excited about this. I literally just signed up today, and I actually just bought the pendant because I thought, man, they actually it's not vaporware and promise. It's actually here. And when I first started using the transcription, I am just blown away by how simple it is
It's good.
to
And it's really
like
good.
it's doing
Yeah.
this in
Yeah.
real time. Like I limitless.ai. Not sponsored, by the way, but yeah, if you holler at us, if you want to get,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't,
So
I actually really find it it's just really impressive how well
it's
it
nice.
does
It's
that.
a really cool design. The only thing is right there. It says shipping the fourth quarter of this year, and that's
Right.
still a little bit far away. I wish you were able to ship it sooner, to be honest.
Yeah, 100-hour battery life, wearable, aluminum body,
Amazing.
weatherproof, USB, Wi-Fi, C charging. So it's got the whole shebang. I think that's really cool what they're doing. Yeah,
And I
great.
love the design. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a cool video here. And by the way, the show notes will also be available at rayfernando.ai/AI Mondays here at the top. And so you can actually click in and you should be able to scroll in and see what we're talking about basically. So if you want to go there right now, you actually get a preview of what the show's about. So yeah. And so a little bit around the corner of what I've been seeing, this guy was sort of poking fun at the Super Whisper team and saying, "Hey, yo, I just dropped my pendant, and that is $25.99. I can get it to you within 24 hours, so you don't have to wait." And so, and Super Whisper is pretty cool. It's basically on not on device. It's on Mac and iPhone app, and it does transcription, from what I understand as well as. I think you've played around more with this app, have you, Ronald?
I have, yeah, yeah. I paid for Super Whisper, and actually that's not true. I have Mac Whisper, but I also played
Oh.
with Super Whisper, but I didn't pay for that one.
Mm-hmm.
But I love the logo. The icon is really beautiful, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it works extremely well. So Whisper is like a local model. So you run the model on your Mac. I'm not sure if that's the case with Limitless as well. Probably it is because like a very good Whisper model.
Yes.
Doesn't have to be really big. If even if you use like the small version of the Whisper models, it is actually really good to
Mm-hmm.
for transcription and everything. Yeah. So yeah, no, love it, and yeah, fun joke. So 25.99, you get like a Bluetooth microphone.
Yeah, literally, it opens up
Um,
to the Amazon link that goes to the store here, and then like you can get this shipped tomorrow. You know, it's like that's pretty awesome.
I like
If
that. It's
Prime
funny.
one
It's
day,
funny.
if I order within 2 hours and 57 minutes, they'll get it tomorrow. So let's go. You can do your different colors and stuff. Also, not sponsored. None of this stuff is sponsored. We're just talking about it because we love tech, and that's where we are. And we really appreciate you being here with us at AI Mondays. And so, that kind of what I was seeing a little bit on my list, I saw Guillermo, who is the CEO of Vercel, talk about this really cool app. And one of my favorite things about following him on Twitter is the fact that he talks about and showcases apps that people make. And so this one's actually pretty cool. So you can upload a picture of a receipt. You can upload this random scroll from back in the 1700s. These people wanted to found this thing called America, and but you could throw that in there, and it actually can from that picture it does like it tells you all the text that's in there, which is awesome. And it I find this actually, like he says, much faster than prompting ChatGPT. So if you just open the app, literally you could just drop in a photo here, and then the images aren't stored, and it basically parses it and then pushes it over to Claude to do the little text there, and you can do whatever you want. So it's super handy if you have receipts and things, and it's also open source project, so you can take this and then fork it and deploy it on Vercel if you wanted to, and have your own web app, throw some authentication in front of it, one click, deploy, you're pretty much set. You get your Anthropic API key. We Gucci, friend. So that was pretty cool. Another thing that came across my radar was Logan's post as well about the Gemini API cookbook, and this is pretty cool. So if you're not familiar with the cookbook, you could think of it as recipes, of ways to prompt Google Gemini so that you can actually get it to do whatever you want to do, and it also gives you examples. And I'm a big person who learns by example and learns by seeing what other people do. I'm a huge big fan of open source because that's really how I learn. I just get into the code and start playing around with things. So this is a really cool repo that's there that he shared today. And then another thing that was really cool that came across my radar is this. I'm a huge fan of cal.com, and cal.com is a replacement for Calendly. Not a replacement, but it's a free alternative to Calendly. They dropped a new feature called the Voice Agent Demo, which is pretty cool. On their website, basically now they made a lot of updates so you can take the components and then put them into your websites as well. And they also have an agent now, so you can, in an enterprise version, if you wanted to have people who call in, like if you're a dentist office, you can have them call your dentist office. They'll do all the arrangements. Because Cal hosts a calendar, they'll be able to check your availability as well and get that scheduled so that they'll through an AI voice. And then this is like their video here from cal.com showing the demo. And so yeah, it sounds exactly just like the Air demo that I've heard as well, and like these real life voice agents. And they're pushing it. It's not publicly available, so you actually have to contact their sales team, and that probably means very pricey. But it's really cool to see that these companies are pushing the envelope here on this tech to get that into our awareness. And I think the last thing that came to my mind was the jailbreak that has just happened. Pliny, the prompter, has been prolific in the past, I would say, like a couple of weeks or so, and in jailbreaking nearly every model, and usually gives you the instructions to do that. And it's just really interesting to see how these different people on the community are doing things to try to coerce the model to do, like, to not follow the rule sets. And by doing so, it gives me insight in terms of how these people have made rule sets to do these types of things. And it also tells me, where I can do things to, if I'm making a model or if I'm making a chat bot, maybe where I can protect myself against certain types of attacks. And so this could be very handy if, as far as information. And we don't condone anything. We obviously are here to just give you the information so you can do what you wish. And the last thing that came on my plate, I really wanted to let you know, it's from my favorite person. His name is Dravya, and he released this open source memory app. And basically, what it does is it's called Super Memory, and in Super Memory, like, we have all these bookmarks. I was just talking to you about this, remember, Ronald, on all your bookmarks all over on Twitter and or X, and it's like you can never really go back and search them because there's no search function. And this guy's basically have created a free app to do that, and so you can search your own bookmarks, your tweets. You can save on the go, and it's all vector format, and it uses Cloudflare as well. and Next.js, and it has a Chrome extension, so you can go through and start doing things. And it's all free, like literally free. You could just go in and start using the app. And to me, this is literally a masterclass on if you want to learn Next.js, if you're kind of getting your hands wet, you want to learn authentication, how to set up a Cloudflare database, rate limiters, like how to set up some UI and so forth. All of it is there. How to get a Chrome extension. This is probably like $1 million starter kit for your next SaaS company, and I would highly recommend any developer to really take a look and see what these kids did. Dravia, I think he just turned 20 or something like that, and the other kid he had helping him is 15, and these guys are just crushing it, and it's super impressive, super memory. It's already 1,200 stars. Oh my God, they just released this yesterday. Yeah, this thing is blowing up fast, and just thought I'd let you know. I got to meet him actually at a hackathon at Stanford. A really, really bright kid and really good future ahead. So just want to give that shout out there too. And yeah, that's a little bit of kind of what's been on my radar, and I think that's quite a bit of stuff. And I thought we transitioned to our next piece here, which is about the Humane AI pen. That's been a source of huge contention online. There's been so many people like the MKBHD and some other big YouTubers who've been really kind of just saying, thumbs down. This is the worst device they've ever reviewed ever, and it's like a big, you're like, oh my God, is it really that bad? And I thought we'd talk about it, because Ronald, tell them a little bit about your background as far as like what you've done in hardware. It'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I had two hardware startups in the past. I was working on electronic children's toys, sensor based. So it's a little bit different, of course, than a $700 product. Our most expensive product was about like $40 or $50. But still, a lot of like lessons I learned apply to any hardware startup, I think. But yeah, I mean, I just watched the review.
Oh, MKBHD.
MKBHD. Yeah, oh my
Yes.
God. So yeah, it's brutal. It was
Yeah.
brutal, the review. Yeah.
Yeah, it's yeah, he literally says, I think this is like the YouTube thumbnail here. It's worst product I've ever reviewed. It's pretty serious for him to say that, as far as like a hardware
Yeah.
tech company. And he lists quite a bit of reasons, and most of them sound like the software isn't necessarily there yet for what for the features that it's delivering. And so we can currently see what they've shipped basically: phone calls, messages, answers, AI composed nearby. And I think the other complaints that people were saying is that when it was more like consistency. So I saw some fumbling around messages where somebody had said, like they were on a podcast live trying to send a message, and it just really couldn't nail down who the person they were sending the message to because they had so many different people in those contacts. And it also was strange that they're in a studio filming a podcast. This is MKBHD and his guests, or the co-hosts, and like they're literally like it's the cleanest audio you could possibly have, and they're hitting the thing, and it just still doesn't pick up who he's trying to send the message to, and like that type of inconsistency is a little bit rough. It's not like it's a one-time thing, but we're not only hearing about from one, but from many different reviewers, and I don't know. I have a lot of experience on the software side, and I feel like a lot of these things can be fixed in software, and how quickly can they turn around and update to get some of these initial bugs out of the way. There comes a point, as you know, also when making hardware, that you do have to get something out of the door. And I also think that there's a crossroads of what you want your software to do, and then like what actually ends up happening when you have to hit the ground running. I mean, there's a picture that they posted up maybe 3+ weeks ago where they're like the stuff was leaving the factory, and that software that they made is now like 3 weeks plus old. And so I'm pretty sure they've been jamming like crazy for the last 3 weeks plus whatever other weeks to finish qualifying their next set of software so it comes out, and they're just taking in this feedback to quickly iterate. And what I'm actually most excited about is their over-the-air update strategy and roadmap here, because that's going to be the key to turn this piece of hardware into something that keeps getting better and better over time. And it actually brings me back to the early days of Tesla. So I was very fortunate enough to be one of the first owners of like in 2013 of a Model S Tesla, and there was still the same thing. Your backup camera barely worked. There was like the sensors would just turn off and on, and there were just numerous amounts of bugs. But the driving experience was magical, and like that was amazing. And I can't tell you how fast it delivered updates within like a month. Boom, like like the sensors started working reliably, and then like other stuff in the UI wasn't freaking out. The blackouts weren't happening, and I was just really excited to be driving something that just handled so nicely, and so just felt really good. And to me, I felt like I was owning part of the future of what would happen. And I must say that their update roadmap was just flying. They kept releasing updates over and over again, and it really gave me that moment. It's like, oh, I have a really good piece of hardware, and the software keeps getting better, and it really gave me that iPhone type of moment. And so here I'm kind of thinking similarly, where like the initial reaction, I think the bar was set very high by the team and also by everyone else in the media who was like, well, look how much money they've raised. Look who's on their staff. Look all these heavy hitters. But if you've ever started any type of project, if you build an OS, like just to build an OS, that takes a long time. If you have an integrated chip, like one chip that has all these sensors, that takes a very long time to bring up, and then to make changes and have them work in the OS level and do all this stuff we take for granted, by the way. If you make an app on your iPhone, you probably have no clue what all these sensors are doing when the device turns on. Like, it's an actual miracle that a device like a phone turns on or something like that. I'm having a little bit of issues with my camera. Sometimes that happens right now, but that's okay. I'm switching
Yeah,
to
you're
second
back. You're
camera.
back.
Yeah, it's fine. But a little bit back to like the Humane story. I think it's going to be really interesting to see. Like, I'm actually more curious about their first update than I am their initial launch, to be honest, because because of what's kind of been happening so far, and it's like now it sounds like, yeah, definitely it's not reliable. Is it worth it? We're in an age these days that new software, like if a device doesn't have over-the-air updates, then the device doesn't really kind of make it in today's world, right? Like since Apple's standards in like 2015 or 2014, like that became the standard. Like your devices have to have over-the-air updates, otherwise you're shipping something that's just kind of a brick, right? And like as technology moves forward, I think I'm really curious to kind of see where this goes. But that's just my little piece on the over-the-air updates, like story and software delivery type of things. I just kind of want to hear what your take was as well, Ronald.
Yeah, so I thought there were a couple of interesting things in the review. One was like it seems that the device is not able to do any inference on device. So all the inference is doing is happening on the cloud,
Mm-hmm.
which adds to some latency that was deemed kind of annoying. Now that's something I think you probably can like fix. Even like inference in the cloud can be fast, relatively fast. But yeah, it seemed like I mean it seems like an Apple device in a way because like the whole design it is really nice, like nicely designed. It comes with a lot of things like two batteries, so you can like hot swap your battery. Exactly, there it is. It comes with two chargers, which is a little bit over the top maybe. So I was wondering like if they kept it a little bit like more simple.
Mm.
Maybe. I wonder would they be able to ship it like for less, maybe 500 or something like that,
Mm.
and maybe they would be able to move some of like their resources to software, for example,
Mm.
instead of like spending that on other things in like the two chargers, for example. That seems a little bit too much. So this is not a simple product.
Oh.
This is a complicated product. It's complex, and yeah, I'm wondering, would it have made sense for them to make it a lot simpler? Because we just saw what Limitless is doing.
Mm.
Their product is a lot simpler than Humane. Now you can argue it's a different market, it's a different target audience, maybe that maybe so, but it's
Mm.
$99.
Yes.
So if I'm able to do like half with Limitless, with what I can do with like Humane,
Ah.
I have a really hard time justifying for me to spend $700 on Humane, to be honest.
Hmm. Hmm.
So yeah, that said, I do think like the review was overly harsh based on the
Yeah.
video that was produced. I think the same thing could be said about like the Fisker review that he did a few weeks ago, which makes it really sad because like I've seen the Fisker drive around here in the neighborhood and I love
Hmm.
the design.
Hmm.
Maybe there were some things that he didn't say that he didn't really didn't like about the car, but
Ah.
basically killing the whole company because of buggy software.
Hmm.
I mean, I don't know. Just like you said with the Model S, the
Yep.
first Model S was a great car, but the software was not ready yet when they shipped. And actually, I mean, you could argue that it took them a few years to get to a level that was actually acceptable for like the masses, I would say.
That's right.
And the first few iterations of the Model S software were just like you were basically a beta tester.
Yes.
And you and I you've been driving electric for 11 years. I've been driving electric for 10 years.
Hmm.
Uh, we've both been beta testers, for
Yeah.
sure. But I would, I mean, imagine if he would have killed like Tesla by doing a bad review of the Model S. No, I don't know if he would have but damn, I mean, we would have missed out on a lot of like technology.
Yeah, I mean,
So
just to
yeah,
rewind it back, there was no like there was barely one supercharger that got installed in Gilroy in 2013 in the Bay Area. So you had to
right.
drive to Gilroy if you wanted to use a supercharger. If you didn't have a supercharger at home, good luck. Like that was crazy, and everyone in the neighborhood's like, well, I can go down the street to the gas station. Why do I? And the gas costs this much, and it's like, you'll see. Like, just chill, bro, chill. Like, we got a couple years here. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, let me take you in the car and let's go to 0 to 60. Hold on to your beer. This is gonna be crazy. It's just like that was bananas. And I think it's also I get it. If you have like 18 million people on YouTube, it's really easy to be. You have to pick a side and figure out where your audience is and talk to them. If you say, yeah, I'm gonna deliver, so like I get it. If you're a tech enthusiast and you have to be, recommending stuff for people to use, yeah, like this is on a very different scale of things, and it's not gonna be what you're expecting, and that's okay. Um, to me, I've actually kind of gone through this transition in life that is happening right now a little bit to Andre Kaparthi, and he's basically spending more and more time away from his phone, less Twitter, less of these other things, and he's trying to code more, and he's changing his behavior. So he commented earlier on Twitter saying that, before he left, that he was just spending so much time in meetings, and then he would only get to code, if at all, in the middle of the night when he was away from everyone. And that's a common theme that a lot of engineers are currently facing in tech. And I actually think it's like kind of like a silent thing that no one's really talking a lot about, is that people are, like they want to do more, they want to do these different things, they recognize that they're doom scrolling, they go to the bathroom, they pull the phone out, you're in line, you immediately pull the phone out, you're looking at whatever buzz is happening, and you comment, you're wanting to see what the reply is, and that is, we recognize it's like, yeah, smoking is bad for you, but everyone in the country is pulling out a cigarette and starting to smoke, and like eventually becomes like, hey, you probably shouldn't smoke because of cancer, and then like it becomes a movement, and then kids like me grow up in school and be like, what do you mean smoking? Why do you want to smoke? It just doesn't make any sense. And so I think the reason why I'm saying all of that, and kind of what I'm launching into that, is because we're both on the same plane, and I think this device can be an interesting take on this. And I have been experimenting a lot by spending a lot of time away from my device, and I can see the differences now. And I'm really curious to see if I can wear a device like this. And there have been times where I've just been out on a walk, I don't have a watch, I don't have a phone, and I was like, I want to take a picture of this amazing sunrise because it's so cool. Or I want to, ask what flower is this, or what plant is this, and so forth, and I want to do that. Or I want to capture a memory, like, oh, I need to make sure I buy milk because I forgot about that. So I want to try it out, and I'm actually going to be receiving mine hopefully in a couple of days. It looks like it has just arrived in the islands, and they just needed to get to my address, and then from there, I'm going to be recording myself walking around, and going to just be showcasing like how I use it in my like new minimal lifestyle. And I feel like this can provide a lot of value into this space, and no one's really talking a lot about this. A lot of creators on YouTube are really focused on delivering other types of content, and I'm a little bit different, and I'm sort of in the camp with Andre Kaparthi right now, and kind of in this other phase of life where like I am no longer in big tech. I'm now working for myself. I now have to, spend more time away, go much deeper on subjects and products, and just learning how to code with this new app and learning what the new AI things are about, what's happening underneath the model, why things are happening, and so forth. So that's what I'm curious, and that's how I'm going to be approaching this device. It's like, how does that integrate in my existing lifestyle? Can it actually replace my watch, instead of, when I go out? Can I just keep that going, and is that sufficient? Who knows? Yeah.
Yeah. And also the elephant in the room is open AI, right? Um, so open AI is working on a AI device together with Johnny Ive, the rumors are. Um, and did Johnny Ive work on Humane as well? 'Cause it definitely looks like an
I
Apple device, but that's probably because the people at
Imran's
Humane are all ex-Apple.
Yes, yeah. Imran used to be a designer at Apple and worked very closely with
Right, right,
the
right,
team.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, so he like has these style and things um, that he brings to the table that people associate with Apple, but it's groups of people at Apple that come make these things come together, and um, there's like a
Yeah.
certain refinement. It's like when a chef works in a kitchen with like a top Michelin star chef, and they leave and they kind of start to go make their own trademark. Everyone thinks they're a copy of that person. But they've been working under the same, and probably they're ones who invented some of this stuff to begin with, some of these crazy
Right,
meals, but
right,
they credit
right.
the head
Yeah.
person who is the front that you see. So yeah, I actually don't know what that is, but I'd be curious. Hey, has have y'all been like hanging out behind the scenes and just chatting it up? Like on walks or something in the park? That'd be kind of cool. I really don't know, but yeah, I think this. I have heard rumors of the Johnny working with some other company on hardware, right? Because he has his own firm called Lovejoy, I think.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Lovejoy or
So have you heard
Love.
anything that you can share here on this channel?
No, I'm just as perplexed as you right now. Yeah, this is
Okay.
yeah, that's all we know. It's like that they have their own design company, and I think I don't know, everything else is just kind of rumors and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of that. Yeah, I can't say much more about the AI pin. I'm sort of excited to get it, and I think from a hardware standpoint and software standpoint, they can make a lot of changes very quickly. And can they improve things like the heat? I think they can. Can they improve how long it lasts? I think they also can. I mean, that's very tunable. There's multiple connection forms for these types of devices when they're connecting to cellular. Like to establish a cellular connection, it could take seconds to spin up the carrier to go connect to the tower and come back. And if the device isn't already kind of pre-warmed to do that, that takes up a lot of energy from your battery, and that can take up heat and various things as well. And there's also, it sounds like it has a connection to Wi-Fi. So, if this thing's already on the Wi-Fi network, it doesn't use as much energy because there's a lot of these chips that are already out there that are extremely efficient at staying and using Wi-Fi, and so like it doesn't burn through very much. And what I'm really curious about that I didn't hear in any reviews is like if you're in your house, does it last longer because it's more on Wi-Fi, right? And then any other
Ah,
testing
yeah, yeah, yeah.
around like cellular. So of course, when you're out using cellular, you're going to burn through a battery a lot faster. And then also the number of bars. So if you have a really close connection to your cellular, you're not going to be using as much energy as if you're further away from the tower, and it needs to ramp the power up so it can get a better connection to the tower and see if it can, latch on to anything. It also doesn't sound like it has 4G. It sounds like it has LTE, is kind of what I remember for this product. I heard that in an interview, but I'll have to double confirm that.
Is that good or bad?
Well, it's also power consumption, right? So
Hmm.
different standards, like uh, some of the newer standards, they can adopt different cellular technologies like it even chipsets too, right? So that also gives you hints. Like the newer chipsets are more power efficient at spinning up and grabbing
Right.
things from like certain levels of, because you don't always need like a full throttle like fire hose type of connection, and these types of things are pretty expensive energy wise from the older technology, and they have improved over time as these devices are getting smaller. Similar, like think like Bluetooth LE versus Bluetooth Classic. So Bluetooth LE, you're going to be sending about 2 to 3 kilobytes for a package across the network, and that's super efficient. So that just means that you can send like a text or an email, and you won't get the body of the email, but you'll get the header. So you'll get like the subject line, and so that type of stuff can be streamed across to the device, and you can get a list of you. So if you're building a list for like scrolling through emails, and you're making 2 to 3 kilobyte requests per like a packet, you can easily build a list and scroll through super fast and seem smooth and not use up very much energy. And then when you click, that's where you can grab the additional payload. Let me change my camera because it freaked out again. That's where you'll grab the additional payload to do the more expensive requests there. And that I mean that's how some of this stuff would work under the hood if using some of the experience that I have had working on some of these types of protocols and things. And I imagine that I mean, I have no clue what their operating system is doing. I'm just going off speculation here. I imagine there's some similar types of things that they're doing, and like all this stuff can. The reason why we bring this up is because like these are operating system optimizations that can be done in software where you start to analyze these things. I don't know if you remember back in the day in the Apple keynote where Apple announced this new they didn't call it AI, but it was like, hey, we can update your operating system, and depending on the machine you have, you get 2 to 3 more hours of battery life. And everyone's like, what? Like, how did you do that? It's like, oh yeah, we just coalesce. Apple said they can coalesce all the CPU cycles so that when it's doing one cycle, it'll like loop everything in that event and do it. And you're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? Like, why wake the CPU up, 100 milliseconds later to run an operation when you can just, coalesce them? And it's like, boom, like that's software. It took an
Oh
engineer to
yeah,
figure it
yeah,
out,
yeah.
but it's not easy. You know what I mean? So it's like, um, that's
And
the
it
same
also goes,
story here. Yeah.
yeah, it also goes back to what we discussed like previous episode is that um, if you look at Apple already has an operating system that's like mature. They've been using it for like decades.
Hmm.
Excuse me. And they when they make something new, it's always based on the previous like existing operating system. And that gives them like a huge unfair advantage every time they launch something, whether it's like the Vision Pro, the
That's right.
iPhone, or whatever they might be. Like if they would like introduce an AI pin or a robot as is Ruben or whatever, it will
Mm,
be based on the same platform. And that's the thing that like Humane is doing. I mean, they're building it from scratch.
that's right.
So basically, they are at the version one or maybe even
Zero.
before that of like yeah exactly the version zero of macOS or the version zero of iOS. Same could be said for Fisker, by the way, who also decided to design their software from scratch or maybe some I don't know exactly, but they didn't use Google Automotive like Polestar did, for example.
Mm,
So yeah. So I think we should give them a little bit of slack and
right.
let them show us how fast they can update. Indeed, after you
That's right.
receive it, I'm really curious to see how fast
Yeah.
they can improve the product.
Yes. Yeah. It's really easy to talk about the different bugs, but I low key want to do different use cases. Like, what's it like in a home environment? What's it like when you're out and about?
Yeah.
How, when you're out with dinner with friends, like how often would you use it in your use case? And then how often does it work? Is it a 4 out of 5 times it works? Cool. And then is it 1 out of 5? What is that? And these are all different scenarios that I feel like are very persona based. For me, like I said, I'm drifting away from my technology, and this is kind of comes in at a perfect point to change things. And I feel like this is going to be hopefully useful in my life. And if it's not, let's just take a look at the next couple of updates and see, how that's going to land here. Because yeah, we're still going to get agents, right, to do other things. We're still going to get like photo sharing because you can't really share a photo right now. And timers, like timers are going to be big for me, which can be nice. It's like I just set a timer on the go. And
That's
then like
something Siri also can do, right? I mean,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, these things series can do, but like I'm really trying to stay away from my phone, like as much as possible, even my
right,
watch.
right, right,
So
right.
like,
Gotcha, gotcha.
anything that sucks me back in is a temptation, and it sounds funny. We're going to be looking back at this, in moment in time and be like, yeah, like I used to be addicted to my phone and like that was a thing. And I just couldn't help it. Every time I unlock the screen, I just wanted to go look at, this feed called Twitter and see what people are talking about and join in on all the nonsense and stuff. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Maybe, yeah, it's just the sign of the times and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know. That's all I really have for me.
I'm really curious about what it says down there, like below the folder. It says in development, and then something. Ah, okay, okay, gotcha, gotcha. So what are we getting? Like use of AI mic in charge case? I don't know what that means.
So there's
I
this
guess when
charge
it's in
case
the
that it
charge.
has
Yeah.
down here, and when you can like flip it open, and the you can still use the device while it's charging. Apparently, I think there was a
Ah, okay, gotcha. Yeah,
demonstration of
yeah,
this the other day where the device
yeah,
was. Um, does it scroll sideways? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this is the charge case. It looks like a little egg type of thing,
yeah.
and then you can flip it open, and it has the device inside just like this, and apparently you can use it that way.
Gotcha.
That's if
I'm not
you're
convinced by the egg design, by the way. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, it just kind
Cool.
of
Okay,
sits
okay,
there
go
on
back. What else do you have? Like number
number
sharing.
sharing.
Oh, like your phone number sharing or something?
Yes. Yeah, so
Or you
right
have multiple
now
devices on using one number? Is that the idea?
it has its own phone number right now. So you have to,
Yeah. Yeah.
when you set it up, you get a brand new phone number. And people, the confusion right now is that people who need to get a hold of you need to have your secondary number on file. And if I understand correctly, it's not going to be a blue bubble, it's going to be the green bubble. So be it as it may,
Yep.
yeah, our conversation might have to turn to the green bubble. Yeah, or I may not give it to you, right? I'm just trying to be in like in do not disturb mode,
Right,
right?
right, right,
Like
right.
a, yeah.
Oh, so number
uh,
sharing is like you can share your current iPhone number with the Humane pin. Gotcha. So it
yes.
looks yeah, yeah. It's from
Yeah.
like the number that I would recognize if you send something to me. Gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah. So right
Visual
now,
shop. Yeah.
yeah, for the number stuff, Bethany had mentioned in an interview that they're technically an MVNO. So if you have looked at like Boost Mobile and these other types of carriers like Metro, PCS, they're a carrier, and then they lease the towers usage depending on what their infrastructure is. And in Humane's case, the infrastructure that supports their hardware is the T-Mobile network. So that's kind of what they're doing right now.
Okay, gotcha.
So
Yeah, yeah.
technically the cell provider is Humane through their subscription thing,
Huh.
and so they're and that will change in the future if they have future devices, I imagine, that use different type of technology. But that's currently how that works. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. So visual shopping, I guess that means like looking up products that you are in front of you, I guess. Is that what that means?
There was a demonstration where Imran was in one of
Okay.
the videos was saying like, "What is this?" And then like it's a shoe or something, and it says like, "Great, buy it," and then basically
Right,
just
right. Yeah.
YOLO. Yeah,
All right. All
yeah,
right.
yeah. Like you may buy it from Amazon. I don't really know how that works, but we'll see. TBD. Yeah,
Yeah, because you don't get much feedback, I guess. I mean, the only feedback you can get is voice. Yeah, anyway, let's wait until that rolls out. Content
yeah.
creation. So
I
I guess that means
imagine make a clip like 15 seconds or a short, and like, "Hi, I'm here swimming," and like,
right, right.
I don't know. The SDK,
Yeah,
they do announce you can sign
that
up
is
for the
interesting.
SDK
Yeah,
if you're a developer, which would be really
yeah,
cool. Yeah.
that would be really cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually here's the changelog. Hey,
All
they're
right.
shipping updates
Oh,
fast.
wow. That's
Oh,
every
so they
two days or more. Wow.
Yeah, so the AI bus is basically it sounds like in their OS, when you hit the button, it's talking to the AI system. And I would
Yeah.
imagine that's their backend server. I mean, this is kind of us assuming things. But after some of the reviews, in one of the reviews, a person was asking for the music by Beyonce. And it would, because the E has a little hyphen on top of it, it was giving the Unicode character in response. It says B, and then it was going through U plus whatever the Unicode character was. And so they've already made changes to fix that. See distinct music queries on the 10th. So that was like, I'm pretty
Nice.
sure they heard about it. Yeah, so vision prompts changes, notes agent changes, food agent testing updates. The day before that. I mean, so this is, I mean, the device has been going in the hands of these people for the last couple of weeks, it sounds like. And even the Humane.Center changes, like UI improvements. They're shipping updates pretty damn fast already. Wow, look at this. Let's go.
That's a lot. Yeah. Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good. That's good.
this to me is very actually bullish, but increased
Yeah.
AI DJ coverage and understanding.
Yeah, the interesting thing is, I mean, they haven't shipped to regular users yet, right? So this is only like for beta testers,
Mm-hmm.
reviewers who got their hands on it,
Right.
um, internal testers, but not for yet. Yeah, yeah, but that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
The other
Awesome
thing
to
is that
see.
like it's hard to fix bugs for hardware that you don't have shipped. So it's the chicken and the
Right.
egg problem, right? So if you don't have like you can fix every bug in the world, but as soon as you give it to customers, they're gonna find the bugs that are really annoying to them.
Oh
And
yeah,
so in
yeah.
a lot of ways, people like whoever get this device like me, I'm gonna let them know like, hey, I'm having this problem. This is whatever. And if other people are having that problem, that's probably going to be higher on that list to get fixed. So, yeah, I'm sort of like after these reviews are out, I'm now approaching it into like, yeah, give me version 2, which may already land before I get my device. Like 1.0.1 or 1.0.4 or something like that. I imagine to address some of these types of updates here. That's cool. Wow.
Yep.
Awesome. So yeah, it looks like we have about like 90 people on X. I definitely appreciate you guys tuning in. This is Ray Fernando and this is Ronald Manek. And we're here talking. We have our show every Monday. We decided to do a live stream this week to catch you guys up a little bit on what's been going on in the news. And you're welcome to catch up at rayfernando.ai/AI Mondays. We have that here, and here you can actually catch the episode and catch a little bit of what we talked about earlier, some of the stuff that was going around the corner, some of the cool apps and news that we have going on, and our little bit take of the AI trend. And this stream will be available on YouTube as well, on the YouTube
And
site.
don't forget to mention our limitless transcription.
Oh yes, that's right. So it's still going, by the way. So we've
There
been
we are.
recording, and this
Awesome.
entire transcription. Earlier today, we talked about this app called Limitless AI, and they also released a pendant. And so this entire show has been recording to them, and not only has it been doing that, but it's been talking about like gathering the notes and organizing them for us. And so when the show is done, I'm going to go ahead and generate a summary and put that into the show notes as well, so that we'll have that. So big ups to Limitless. Like it hasn't crashed,
That's impressive.
and I'm actually pretty bullish on them. So that's really really cool. And yeah, all right. I don't know. Do you have anything else to add there?
No, that's it for me. Thank you so much. Really appreciate
Cool.
it, everyone joining in.
Yeah. So tell them where they can find you, Ronald.
Oh, easiest is on Twitter. Ronald Manek on Twitter. That's where I post my updates and my all my memes and everything. There you go. That's me.
Yes. So definitely give them a follow. You follow me. I appreciate that. Yes, and then you could find me at Ray Fernando, 1337. Go 1337, and here I am with me and all my glory. And you can check out my stuff here. And we should have the live stream up. Actually, we're watching ourselves. This is great. Appreciate if everyone can give a like and do a retweet as well, and let people know that we're talking about this stuff. And this will be available for replay. And yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. And we'll see y'all next week right here, live.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.
Take it easy.